budgets, but maybe Joanna Crafts. Anyway, today, this is the day after I did the melting of the my snack bars, and I melted them down into the clamshells. So I'm gonna edit that video. I finished up that video today. The wax has to dry for at least 12 hours before you can close the clamshell, so I had to finish those this morning. And now I'm editing that video. Actually, I've already edited it. And then now I'm coming back before it gets too hot. Hopefully we're gonna try to get some freshies done, car freshies done. So that's what we're gonna work on today. We're gonna work on the car freshies, hopefully from start to finish on some of them. Okay. I know that I had showed you guys in another video how to get your beads. I get unscented beads. I get all of my stuff. This is not a paid promotion. All of my beads have come from Stay Fresh with Peanut. I've found that they're cheaper. I don't know if that's still the case or not. I haven't bought beads in about a year and a half. I bought like 50 pounds of beads, and those have lasted for quite some time. 4 to 1. 4 ounces of beads and 1 ounce of scent. These are roofing nails. 1 1/4 inch roofing nails. So this makes the hole, and I just put it in where I think, where I feel it's the right place. So you just put it in like on its bottom and just put it right down. Wherever you feel is the appropriate place from the top where you want yours to hang. And it doesn't matter, it does not have to be like directly in the center on this one because it's round, so you know, you can make it center because it's round. You just go doo doo, because you're not putting any design on it before it goes in the oven. So and that kind of thing. And Simba is saying hello. Dude, you're not supposed to be in here. Anyway, Simba, go away. Dude. Okay, I love you. Go away. Go away. Go away. So anyway, so then, alright, go, dude. You need to go. No, go. I don't have anything for you, sir. You gotta go. Come on. There you go. Get out of here. So you can see that I've put these in here like so. You just, right there. And then you take your beads. Do not shake them once you have them open. And in case anybody didn't know, the beads for a car freshie are actually recycled plastic. You're just going to pour them in. I like to keep it, that's a little bit fat. About quarter of an inch away from the top. I think that gives me a nice thick freshie. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're all fine. It's all good, right? All right, so I'm going to pause, preheat the oven, and then put them in the oven and pull them out. All right, so here is my oven. It's a Farberware oven, and I got them at Walmart for, I think, 80 bucks. So we're just gonna turn it on. I always put it on the air fry setting. I'm gonna do the 325 because that sounds right, because I did them longer. And then I'm just gonna hit start, and I'm gonna let it warm up for about 2 minutes. I'm gonna take this out though. So now it's warmed up. I'm gonna put it in here. And I'm gonna let it go for about 10 minutes. I'll check it before the 10 minutes is up. But if you go too long, then it's not quite right. And if you go not long enough, it falls apart. So you have to kind of figure out where that sweet point is, right? So, yeah. Alright, so we are approaching the 5-minute mark, and I'm going to pause the oven and pull them out and check them. If you can see right there in the video, there's a little bit of smoke coming out. I used to freak out about it. I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to burn the house down. And it seems to be okay. There's never really any, I think it's just the scent, between the scent and that you're baking plastic. Recycled plastic, it's got to be safe, right? Okay, so I don't know if you can see these, but if you touch them and it sticks, pulls out like that, they're not ready. So we'll let it bake for the rest of the 4 minutes and see where we're at. We may have to put them in a little longer. Okay, so I did end up adding 2 more minutes. I came back to check it, and they just weren't, it was not. I put the jar that it equates to above it, and that way there is no confusion, hopefully, as to what they are. Sometimes you can smell them. It's not pulling away from the mold, so I think they're okay. Sometimes you can smell the difference, but sometimes you cannot. So I'm going to let these cool for about 30 minutes or so and see if I can get them out of the mold. Now I am going, woo, always gotta sing when things go wrong. Pulling this a little bit closer so you might see it. So much crap in the way. So I've printed out some designs that I did on Canva. I didn't print them perfectly, and I'm not sure it really is going to matter. They're all the same size. I have chipboard on the back. There's no need for that. I'm going to stack 5 of them that I've made on top of each other. This is the edge of the table. Just have to make sure everything is completely flat. The whole surface is flat there, okay? Then, and it might take minutes. This is a new thing that I learned how to do this year. I teach myself everything by watching YouTube videos. So if I'm doing it wrong according to what you know, I apologize. I learned it from somebody else. So then, if you have the contraption, then you would just put it in the contraption after you've gotten everything flush to where you want it, because you want these flat and straight, the fronts of them, because when you glue them it makes a difference on how they look. So I'm just going to put, because I don't have the proper equipment I'm just going to put heavy stuff on top the best that I can. Without messing it up. Put a couple of books, my big old bottle of hand sanitizer, some candles, just so it's weighed down and everything is smushed down. I'm just gonna weigh it down. It's probably ideally not the right amount of weight, because I do still have some gaps here. I'm just gonna weigh it down the best that I can, because you want the fronts as compressed as you possibly can get them, so that when you glue them, it's flat and it's not like with wobbly or wavy or anything like that. And then I just use this Mod Podge. Don't do that, guys. Don't. Oh my god. Y'all, I got hit with the dump truck today. Oh my god. Oh, now I got glue everywhere. It's on my clothes. Oh gosh. It's on the floor. Well, that one's dirty. I do not know how to use my phone. Like, for some reason, I could have swore I was taking a video. So you guys didn't see anything the first time I was taking this video. So what I was saying was, you just take the glue and do it a little bit thick. You don't want to do too thick, because then it'll take forever to dry. And I do this probably 10 to 15 times because you want it to stick. So that was a nice thick layer that I just put on. And because if you don't do it thick and you don't do it multiple times, you'll have an item that just falls apart. Okay? So we want to make sure that we get plenty of glue on there so that it doesn't fall apart. So then I'm going to set this aside for a few minutes. I'm still waiting on the Freshies to cool. And so I'm going to pull this very gently farther away. So I'm just going to put it here so that I can move on to other things. I'm going to pause. Actually, let me check. These might actually be able to come out. So it's probably been an hour since these have been out of the oven, and they're perfect. I find it easier while they're still a little bit warm. You can use pliers to get them out, but if it's still a little bit warm, the nails come out a little bit easier. So this is the chocolate chip cookie one. Smells delish. If you don't want to hurt your fingers, you can just do this with some pliers. But these ones actually turned out pretty cool. I'd say these are a little bit better than what I normally get. You can still see some of and then on the back it's still kind of bubbly. I think that's normal. So these are chocolate chip cookie. I'm going to take a sticker, write down chocolate chip cookie, just put it on top. It's not going to hurt it. And then I'm going to put this over here to the side and make a stack. And I'll just continue on. I'm going to stop this portion and then I'll be back when everything is done, and show you where I go from that point. Might be tomorrow.
Alright, what I'm about to do is, hopefully you guys can hear me. If you cannot hear me when I edit this video, I'll just do a voiceover. But what I'm about to do is show you basically how I go about doing the cardstock to go on top of my Car Freshies. So I'm going to open up Canva, hit create. I always do custom size. That's just what I do. I'm just going to do an 8.5 by 11. And then I'm going to do uploads. Sometimes I have the stuff in my files over here. Sometimes there's so much crap in there that, yeah. So I print this stuff out in a round shape. I try to make everything round, so that I can use my chopper. So the circles that the Freshies, they're circle. They're 3-inch circles, thereabouts. So I do a 2.5-inch circle. So you can go about it one of two ways. I'm just going to find the things that I want to put on my Freshies and re-download them. I'm sure I've had them before, but I'm just going to find them all, anything round, because if it's not round, it doesn't really translate into round. So if it's round-ish, I'm going to select it or click on it here, and then I'm going to upload it onto Canva. There is an easier way to do this. You could hold the control button down. I'm just living dangerously right now. And I say that because if you miss this little checkbox, it will remove everything else that you've clicked on. And then you'll have to go back and click everything again. So I am living dangerously. So we're going to open all those and it's going to pop up right here. Probably won't use all of them because mine, we don't do dogs at ours. I don't think any of them have done dogs. But just put it on your thing. So you want to make sure, so I've shrunk it down, and you just want to make sure that this is 2.5 inches, okay? Because that's what my chomper, my hole punch is going to be. You want to make sure when you place it on the piece of paper here that you have plenty of space around it, so that when you go to chomp on it, it'll work. And I just, suck it in as close to the edge without touching it that I can, and that'll give you a little bit of white around it when you chomp it out, ideally. And you just have to hope and pray that you leave enough space in between them. I'm not sure where it's the same rabbit, but the lettering is different. It probably won't really matter. Nobody's probably going to notice. But we do a lot of rabbits at ours. I can't remember what sold the most last year, and I write everything down. But, sometimes I just don't go back and look. And I need to make a habit of looking, because if I didn't sell any of one item, then I should never go back and do it again, right? So, yeah. But I just, yep. So I can't remember how far apart these need to be. I probably have some pre-made ones. And not all of these are going to be 4H, but I would say a good portion of them will be, only because, especially if I get into that third 4 or third fair, I will definitely need good stock on hand. So I got to make sure that I have plenty. And if they don't sell, here's the beauty of doing the cardstock, the round cardstock. So if they don't sell, after fair is over, I can pull the cardstock off and replace it with something that most likely will sell. So I'm not wasting anything but, a 1/9 of a piece of cardstock, which is, a millimeter of a cent. Wait, I don't know. A fraction of a cent. So, yeah, because I'm only going to get 9 on here. So let's just move these down. You don't want them too close to the edge. All right, so buttons on your underwear. 3, 6, 7. And I just do this. Just shrink it all up best that I can. It's not a foolproof plan. And you could probably, I can't remember if I do this in Silhouette or if I do it in Canva. So today we're doing it in Canva, and we're going to see what it's like. This one seems a little bit, there we go. All right, so then you're just going to download it so that you can print it. And then I'm going to save it in my 4H. So I call them Freshie labels. They're not really a label. It's more like a Freshie decor, but. I'm going to find it, grab it. I'm going to print it out, and then I'm going to test it to see if I did it correctly. It's not going to give me my preview. Oh, wrong printer. There's my preview. I'm worried that these ones in the middle might be a little bit too close. Especially these ones down here. We shall see. So I'm going to print it. I've got cardstock. Yeah, see, those are...
Okay, so I printed out... I printed it out on cardstock. And this is my 2.5 inch hole punch. And hopefully it's going to work. It's, I don't have, sometimes, these are not printed out very properly. I'm going to have to do so this was just a test page. As you can see, you just put it in there and chomp it out. If you don't space it properly, it's not going to be able to chomp out. I have to reprint these. I have to do a clean on my machine. So these were just a test practice, but it seems like so far they were spaced out okay. Actually print things out. But I'm just going to go through while I'm waiting for everything else. and get all those ready so that when it's time I can clean the printer, get it all printed, and have beautiful things printed, and then go from there. I'll see you back when it's time to put everything together. Okay, so now we are going to check out the remaining process for the... Actually, I'm just gonna... I don't even know. I guess I should have split all these videos up and only did one thing at a time, because it makes these videos excessively long. But I don't like to waste time. I like to multitask. Sometimes that's a curse, and sometimes that's a blessing. I think it's a curse when you're trying to do videos and you can't see anything pretty much right now because I'm not really on camera. So this is the binding that I've glued, and they were a little bit too close together, so they're a little bit glued together. So I'm just trying to slice and dice them a little bit. Plus this down here. You should have them over an edge. In all honesty, they should be over an edge with nothing underneath them. So it doesn't stick to anything. So the bottom one is gonna need a little extra attention, but so here's a mistake because I had them too close together. We've got all this yucky glue. They should have been about a 1/2 inch apart, and not like I had them. Now it's only been long enough for them to dry on the surface. Let's see, this is the bottom where the glue was, and it's on the chipboard. I'm not too worried about the way that looks because I had 2 pieces of chipboard somehow on there. So that was a saving grace. You don't want to pull any of the glue off. Let me move this one out. This is just going to be a quick. I'm just going to show you how I pull them apart. And then probably in a different video I'll show you how I package them and things like that. Only because this video is already, I've been editing it as I go because I don't have anything else going on, because everything in this video is, you know, time consuming. Well, not really time consuming, but there's a lot of downtime because you have to wait for everything to cool or dry. So that's a little bit not perfect, but I am not perfect. I am a human making items, and they are not always going to be. See, there's still some crusties on this. This is the side that was in between the other stack, and I would just work on this and do a little picking, and you can even, you know, shave some of it off if you wanted to. Just don't do it the way I'm doing it because that's unsafe. And then this has some there. Make sure your blade, if you use a blade, is sharp. Don't use a dull blade, and don't blade towards yourself like this. Always go away from yourself, because when you do it this way, you can't really see. If you do it towards yourself, you could slip and and it's less likely that you're going to slip and yourself if you're doing it away from your body. So I'm just going to clean this up a little bit on this side, and then this one was the one that was a little bit of a different size. Then you're going to separate. So I've got this piece of chipboard. If you wait a little bit longer, sometimes they'll just pop right off. It's still a little bit pliable, so I am probably taking them apart way too soon. So you definitely want to give it a little bit longer to dry the glue, because as you can see, I'm on the struggle bus trying to get it, and it's not going to look nice. You just gotta clean it up. If you make a mistake, clean it up the best you can. It's pretty simple. And when I go to finish these up and get them finally knocked off my list, I will show you exactly how I package them up. Alright, the next part of this video will be, I'm not sure. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to end this video here because what I've already edited is 25 minutes. So my next video, I will have the Freshies finished, baked, completely baked, and then I will show you how I decorate them and package them, and that'll be the only thing in that video, and then another video showing you how to basically process these as well. Alright, I'm going to jump off and be done so that I can focus on what I'm doing, because I've been distracted trying to do everything at once. And if you've made it to the end of the video, you are a rock star. As always, I love you, and I hope you have a very blessed day. Bye, guys!